This is term 3, week 7, Math CA. It's relatively easy, but it's all new, but it's literally one thing, and it's long division, and you guys should all know how to do long division with normal numbers. The only difference now is that it's long divisions with polynomials. Okay, so I'm gonna explain how to do long division first, and then I'll start. There's two methods of long division. The first way is, well, long division. And this is the hard way. I don't like going through all of this, but I'm just going to show you for the sake of learning, okay? Because you will need this, okay? In some questions, they're going to ask you specifically that you have to use long division. So let's say I have 2x cubed plus 28x squared plus 44x plus 30. And let's say I'm dividing it by x plus 2, okay? You'd have to follow 3 steps, okay? It's a pattern of 3 steps, which I like to call DMS, okay? Divide, multiply, subtract, okay? The first step is to divide. When looking at long division, you would only divide the leading term by the leading term, okay? So I wouldn't divide 2x cubed by 2. No, 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 no. I would only divide 2x cubed by x, okay? And whenever you're dividing, you would be working in pairs of 2. So I'll be dividing this by this, then this by this, then this by this. It will all make sense in a second, okay? So what's our first step? Is to divide our leading terms. What's 2x cubed divided by x? That's actually 2x squared, okay? So once you divide 2x cubed by x, you get 2x squared. So that's our first step, divide. Our second step is to multiply. What do I multiply? I'll multiply this by this top guy, okay? So x times 2x squared, it's 2x cubed. 2 times 2x squared is 4x squared. That's it. You see now how we have 2 terms? That's why I told you we're working in terms of 2. What's our third step? Is to subtract. So you just put a minus down here. You subtract. 2x cubed minus 2x cubed is 0. 28x squared minus 4x squared is 24x squared. Please don't make the mistake of adding. Just because there's a plus doesn't mean anything. Okay, if it were a minus, then you would add, because minus, minus. But in this case, it's minus plus, so you would subtract. Okay, if you don't get the same number over here, that means you did a mistake. You should always get 0 over here. Okay, so now what do we do? Are we done? Obviously not. We have to repeat the 3 steps again, right? But this time, I have to drag a number down. So let's drag a number down, plus 44x. Let's repeat our steps. Divide, multiply, subtract. Let's divide 24x squared by x. You would get 24x. If you divide 24x squared by x, you get 24x. Then multiply x times 24x, that's 24x squared. And then 2 times 24x, that's 48x. Let's subtract. That's our third step. 0. 44 minus 48 minus 4x. Repeat. Drag down our 30. Let's go. Okay, minus 4x divided by x. It's going to be, minus 4x divided by x is going to be minus 4. Okay, so then we do our second step. Multiply. X times minus 4, minus 4x. 2 times minus 4, minus 8. Put our subtraction now. Step 3, subtract. Minus 4 minus minus 4, 0. 30 minus minus 8, 38. Is there anything left to drag? When there's nothing left to drag, that means you're done. This is going to be your answer, and then the number you have here is your remainder. So I could express this polynomial as 2 things. I can express it as this times this, plus my remainder. So this is equal to x plus 2 times 2x squared plus 24x minus 4, right? These are our quotients, plus our remainder, right? Because you always have to add your remainder. Okay, this is how you do long division. Then we have another step. Okay, same question. I want to divide again 2x cubed plus 28x squared plus 44x plus 30. I want to divide it by, again, x plus 2. Okay, this is a simpler way, and we call this synthetic division. Okay, synthetic division is way simpler, way easier, way quicker. But synthetic division only works when you have x. Okay, when you have x. So, like if it was like a quadratic, if I'm dividing by like 2x squared plus 4x, no, that wouldn't really work. Okay, it would only work when you have a linear sequence. Linear meaning it's just x, like the highest power is 1. So how would I do synthetic division? Okay, you're gonna do this. You're gonna write a line like this, and you're gonna arrange all the coefficients you have here. So my coefficients are 2, 28, 44, and 30. Right? These are my coefficients. Now I want to divide them by something, right? So what you would do is you take the opposite of what you have here. Since I have plus 2, what's the opposite of it? Minus 2 over here. Okay? Now follow my steps carefully. What you want to do is you're gonna have numbers over here. Okay? You're gonna get numbers here. I'll show you how. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna add the number under it. And since it's my first number, I don't really have a number under it, so right, I can just drag down the 2. Okay. Your second step, multiply. 2 times minus 2, minus 4. Then add the number under it. Combine them. 28 minus 4, 24. Then again, multiply. 24 times minus 2, minus 48. Combine your terms. 44 minus 48, that's minus 4. Okay? Then multiply again. Minus 4 times minus 2, 8. Combine your terms. 30 plus 8, 38. So now, you'd get 4 numbers, right? You're gonna say, Walid, what do I do with these numbers? Okay, we're gonna have to arrange them, right? We have to arrange them in some way. Okay, we had x cubed. Okay, our highest power was 3. So obviously now, since I'm dividing by x, my highest power now should be a quadratic, right? What comes after cubic? It should come squared. Okay, so that means my highest power now would be squared. And how would you write a quadratic? It's always ax squared plus bx plus c. So let's start. It's gonna be 2x squared plus 24x minus 4. Then you're going to realize, okay, طب I have a fourth term. What's this? That's your remainder. That's your remainder. So you keep it on the side. The last term is always your remainder. I understand synthetic division may be a bit confusing, but trust me, once you get the hang of it, it's way easier than this long division. And if you realize, by the way, did we get the same answer? 2x squared plus 24x minus 4? We did. 2x squared plus 24x minus 4. And did we get the same remainder, 38? Yes, we did. So you can just do this easily. Once you get the hang of it, arrange your coefficients, drag down the first term, then multiply, then take it there, add, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, and then just arrange it. Super easy. Synthetic division is way easier. Okay, now let's actually start solving. Question 1 is very easy. I don't know why they give you this, but what's the result from subtracting g of x from f of x? So basically, you're subtracting g of x from f of x. So f of x minus g of x. Okay, and I think everybody in grade 10 should be able to do this. Okay, f of x is 2x cubed minus 3x squared plus 2x. G of x is x squared minus x plus 2. Okay, so how would I subtract? I just have to distribute the minus to all of this, right? So let's arrange this. 2x cubed minus 3x squared plus 2x. This is my f of x. Minus my g of x, which is x squared minus x plus 2. Okay, so distribute your minus sign to everywhere. It will be minus x squared plus x minus 2. Then you have 2x cubed minus 3x squared plus 2x. Okay, 2x cubed obviously doesn't combine with anything, but you just take it down. Then minus 3x squared minus x squared is minus 4x squared. Cancel, cancel. 2x plus x, 3x. Cancel, cancel. And the minus 2 is just left. Is this the same answer? Yes, it is. Question 2, I think now we start with division. Yeah, okay. So what is true about the division of this 5x to the power 4 minus 21x to the power 3 plus 7x to the power 2 minus 6x minus 24 by x minus 4? For your sake, I'm going to solve with synthetic division because I find it way easier. Okay? If you want to solve with long division, just rewatch what I did here and do the same. Okay? Let's see. 5x to the power 4, we want to divide by x minus 4. Synthetic division. Arrange all your coefficients. 5 minus 21, 7 minus 6 minus 24. Okay, we draw a line and we put the opposite. Since we have minus 4, we would put 4. What's our first step? Drag down your 5 since we have nothing to add it to it. 5. Then multiply. 5 times 4, 20. Combine your terms. Minus 21 and 20. Combine them, you add them, you get minus 1. Minus 1 times 4 is minus 4. 7 minus 4, that's 3. Then 3 times 4, 12. Combine your terms. Minus 6 plus 12, 6. Then 6 times 4, 24. Minus 24 plus 24, 0. Okay, do you realize that our remainder is actually 0, right? So that means it's divisible. Divisible meaning we have 0 remainder. So remainder is 0 and it's divisible. Okay, then obviously they want the answer, right? So what's our answer? It was power 4. So logically, our answer should be power 3. Yeah? So, with power 3, it's always ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d, right? So let's arrange 5x cubed minus x squared, because it's minus 1, plus 3x plus 6 That's 4. Yeah, sorry, plus 6. And this 0 is our remainder, and since 0 is our remainder, we don't have to write it. So you can rewrite it as x minus 4 times our answer, right? That's it. خلاص. You don't really have to write anything. Why is this wrong? Because it's شو اسمه. Why is it wrong? Wait, hold on. Yeah, because it's plus x squared. We want minus x squared. And then this one is plus 3x squared. I don't know how to go 3x squared. So it's just division. You have to actually find your answer. Okay. Question 3. Okay, now the remainder theorem. Okay, look. Let's say I have any polynomial p of x. Okay, and I'm going to tell you p of x equals now 5x cubed plus 2x squared plus 3x cubed, sorry, 3x plus 2. Okay, I'm going to tell you I want to divide it by x plus 2. Okay, I'm saying theoretically. Okay, if, okay, there's a theorem. Okay, it's called the remainder theorem. Remainder theorem. I'm not going to explain it now. Okay, actually, you know what? I will explain it. Maybe it might make extra sense for you. But I'm going to tell you the remainder theorem. Okay, the remainder theorem says if you're dividing p of x by x plus b, okay, then the remainder is always equal to p of minus b. Okay, that's how it goes. That's the theorem. So without having to divide and find your remainder, all you have to do is just substitute the opposite into your remainder. Okay, so in this case over here, all I can do is just substitute p of minus 2, right? I could just substitute the opposite. So if I did 5 times minus 2 cubed plus 2 times minus 2 squared plus 3 times minus 2 plus 2, my answer would be the remainder. Okay, that's it. The explanation to this theorem comes from this. Uh, p of x divided by x plus b. Okay, actually, you know what? I won't explain it. That's just gonna confuse you. Okay, if you want to see the explanation, it's in the book. Okay, المهم, so just if you substitute the opposite of the number, you'll get the remainder. Okay, so what if the remainder was 0? What if it had no remainder? What if it was 0 remainder? Okay, this is what we call the factor theorem. Okay, that means if you substitute, again, p of x divided by x plus b. Okay, if x plus b was a factor of this p of x, then when you substitute p of minus b, you're gonna get 0, right? What did we say happens when you get p of minus b? You get the remainder. So what if I got 0? That means my remainder is 0. That means x plus b is a factor. That means it's divisible. Okay, that's just what the factor theorem is. Okay, so sometimes they say x plus b is a factor. Okay, uh, and then they give you p of x. How would you find b? You just equal p of x to 0, because if it's a factor, it equals 0. Okay, I'll show you now. So let's see here. Here they want the remainder theorem. Okay, they said this is p of x, x cubed minus 2x squared minus 7x plus k. Okay, you see how they gave us k, and they substituted p of 4. Okay, and they got 25. What is the value of k? So when they substitute 4 into this equation, they get 25. So what does that mean? When you substitute 4 instead of x, 4 cubed minus 2 times 4 squared minus 7 times 4 plus k, we don't know k, right? When you do this, it equals 25. But let's solve it. 64 minus 32 minus 28 plus k equals 25. So it's going to be 64 minus 32, 32. 32 minus 28 plus k equals 25. You're going to get k equals 21. That's it. Question 4. Okay, what is the value of s if x minus 1 is a factor of p of x? Okay, factor meaning when you substitute the opposite of the number. So when I substitute in this case 1, what am I going to get? 0, right? Factor, you always associate factor with 0. So let's see. We said substitute the opposite always, right? So x minus 1, what's the opposite? It's 1. So it's going to be 5 times 1 to the power of 10 plus 113 times 1 to the power of 5 minus 28 times 1 minus s equals 0. And then you do it 5 times 1 to the power of 10 is just 5. 113 times 1 to the power of 5 is just 113. Minus 28 minus 5. Sorry, I'm sure minus 5 minus s equals 0. That looks like a 5, but that's an s. Okay, 5 plus 113, 118 minus 28 minus s equals 0. So you're going to get 90 minus s equals 0. Other side, s equals 90. Okay. Uh, Sometimes they might tell you 2x minus 3 is a factor. Okay. In this case, you wouldn't substitute 3. Okay. I know I told you substitute the opposite, but you're forgetting about the 2. Okay, so let's say if you substituted, you substitute 3 over 2. If it came, I'm not sure if it'll come. It wasn't in the quiz, but I remember solving an activity like this in class in the book. Okay, so if you substitute, if they told you 2x minus 3 is a factor, then you'd have to substitute 3 over 2. How about if they told you 3x plus 4 is a factor? Then you have to substitute the opposite, right? So minus 4. But you're forgetting about that 3, so you put over 3. Okay, or maybe 2x minus 1. You substitute the opposite. What's the opposite of minus 1? It's 1. But you're forgetting about the 2, so you put over 2. Okay, in case they said that, but in this here they just said x minus 1. Okay, an easy way to do it actually is just to, what they give you here, just equal it to 0. If you equal it to 0, you substitute, you get 1. So you just substitute 1. And in this case also, if I said 2x minus 3 just equal to 0, you get 3 over 2 when you equal it to 0. المهم, I'm talking a lot. I'm not going to confuse you, but just in case, if they gave you 2x minus 3 or any other case when x has a coefficient, you have to divide by the coefficient. Okay, so here it will be 3 over 2. Let me continue. Question 5. Okay, here they want long division, but what's the coefficient of x squared in the quotient after performing the first step in the long division below? Okay, let's see. So they actually gave us the first step, so they gave us the first multiplication. You know, it's DMS, right? They already divided and they got us 5x cubed. So our next step is to multiply, right? So 3x cubed, 3x times 5x cubed is 15x to the power 4. Let me make it a bit smaller. So let me write in a smaller handwriting, 15x to the power of 4. Okay, then minus 5 times 5x cubed is going to be minus 25x cubed. Okay, 15 minus 15, you put minus. 15 minus 15, 0. Then 11 minus minus 25 is 36x cubed. Then divide, right? 36 by 3x. And you get 12x squared. So in this box, actually, I'm going to have 12x squared. And they give us the x squared. So all they just want is the 12. Okay, that's all you need. You don't have to continue solving. They just want this part over here. Okay. Question 6. Okay, what is the remainder when it's divided by x minus 1? So do we have to divide? No. When they only want the remainder, we just have to substitute the opposite. What's the opposite of x minus 1? We just substitute 1. So let's substitute 3 times 1 cubed plus 3 times 1 squared plus 40. That's 46. Question 7. Okay, here they're saying there's incomplete long division to divide 4x cubed plus 6x squared minus 11x minus 9 by x minus 3. Okay, so we just have to continue it, right? So let's see. They actually gave us a lot here. They gave us the first division, so 4x cubed divided by x, and they gave us 4x squared. So then they multiplied x times 4x squared gets 4x cubed. But they're asking for this delta here, this triangle. So obviously, what we're missing here is they forgot to multiply minus 3 times 4x squared and put minus 12x squared, right? But they already put the minus. They only want the number, which is 12. Okay, so let's continue. They also want this. I don't know why they give us these symbols, but in they want this symbol. So here you're gonna get minus 12x squared, right? And hatta over here they gave you 18 as the answer. So after subtracting, you got 18. So 6 minus something gets me 18. 6 minus, let's say that's x, equals 18. You're gonna get x equals minus 12. You're gonna get x equals minus 12, and they gave you the minus, so you can put 12. So there's actually no need to divide. But for the sake of you understanding, it would be better to just multiply minus 3 times 4x squared. المهم, they want this symbol here, so we have to continue our division. So 18x squared divided by x, you're gonna get 18x, and they already wrote for you the x, so you just have to put 18. I think there's a part C. Yeah, they want you to finish off the division. Let's finish the division. Let me take this to a new page. Yeah, 18x squared divided by x, you're gonna get 18x. Okay, so then write DMS. We divided, we got 18x. Now multiply x times 18x, 18x squared minus 3 times 18x is gonna be minus 54x. Okay, then subtract 18, 18, 0. minus 11 minus minus 54, it's going to be 43x. Then take down the minus 9. Okay, 43 divided by x, DMS, right? 43 divided by x is 43. Okay, then multiply x times 43, 43x. Minus 3 times 43 is going to be minus 129. Okay, now subtract 43, 43, 0, minus 9 minus minus 129 is going to be 120. Okay, so our answer is going to be 4x squared plus 18x plus 43, right? Times x minus 3, right? And then plus our remainder, which is 120. Am I correct? I'm not sure. Yeah, so they already gave us the x minus 3. So we just have to fit it in the 18x and the 43, and then put the remainder outside. The remainder is always the last thing. It's outside, okay? Why did I not just put the answer? Because they're not asking for the answer. They didn't say what's the answer when you divide. They just said what is it equal to. It's obviously equal to this times this plus this. Why? For people who don't understand this, for example, when you have x squared plus 7x plus 12. Okay, you know when you factor this, you get x plus 4, x plus 3. So this is equal to x plus 4, x plus 3, right? Why do we say this? It's because when we multiply these out, I get x squared plus 7x plus 12. So here, basically what they're trying to say is this is equal to, when you factor it, long division is another way of factoring, by the way. When you factor it, you're going to get this times this, and then a remainder that's outside. Okay, so if you multiply these out, or if you multiply all of them out, and then you add 120, you're actually going to get 4x cubed plus 6x squared minus 11x minus 9. Question 8. Okay, what is the remainder when it's divided? Okay, p of x, okay, they gave it to you factored, and they put a plus at the end. Okay, they divide by x minus 8. What's the remainder? It's obviously 54. Okay, please don't expand and then do this, It's given to you. Okay? The remainder is written for you. So just put 54. Question 9. Okay, if q of x is divided by 2x plus 1, the quotient is 4x minus 1, and the remainder is 14. Find q of x. So basically, q of x is equal to, right? Q of x is equal to these two multiplied by each other plus the remainder, right? So 2x plus 1 times 4x minus 1 plus 14. So basically what you have to do, you just have to expand. So 2x times 4x is going to be 8x squared. 2x times 1 is that minus 1? Yes, minus 1. Minus 1. Okay, 2x times minus 1 is minus 2x. Then 1 times 4x is plus 4x. Then 1 times minus 1 is minus 1. Then you put plus 14 at the end, right? Minus 2x plus 4x is plus 2x. And then minus 1 plus 14 is plus 13. Then we're done with this. We just take the 8x squared down. You're going to get 8x squared plus 2x plus 13. Question 10. Okay, again, we're completing a long division. Okay, x times 4x squared, DMS, very easy. They gave us the first division already, so the second step is to multiply. They already multiplied x times 4x squared and got 4x cubed. Next step is to multiply 2 times 4x squared, which is 8x squared, right? So we put 8. Then what they put in the question mark, okay, they just continue. What's the next step? It's to subtract, right? So put a minus 4x cubed minus 4x cubed, 0. 21x squared minus 8x squared, 13x squared. Okay, then they didn't ask you to continue the division. They just want these two numbers. So that's why 8 and 13 will be your answer. Is there any part C here? No, there's no. Okay, question 11. Okay, 2x to the power 4 minus x cubed minus 3x squared plus 27x plus 108. It equals, okay? They didn't ask you to divide, they're equal. Okay, x minus 3 squared. X plus 4, 2x plus 3. Okay, there's two ways to look at this, okay? You can divide this by this. You can divide it by x minus 3 squared. X minus 3 squared is x squared minus 6x plus 9. You can divide it by this, long division. But who wants to work with dividing by quadratics, right? So instead, we can do it, instead of doing one long step, we can do two short steps, okay? I would rather do two short steps. I can divide, since it's squared, right? So I can divide by x minus 3 and then divide by x minus 3 another time, right? So let's see. Let's divide it by x minus 3 two times. So I have 2x, if I'm dividing 2x to the power 4, all this by x minus 3. Since it's linear, I told you I like to use synthetic division instead of long division, since it's just a constant term. What's the opposite of minus 3? 3. Now let's arrange our coefficients to minus 1, minus 36, 27, 108. Let's do it. Drag the 2 down. 2 times 3, 6. Combine. 5. 5 times 3, 15. Combine. Minus 21. Combine. Minus 21, 3. It's going to be minus 63. Combine. 27, 63 is going to become, I think, 36. Is it 36? It should be minus 36. Yeah. And then minus 36 times 3 is minus 108. 108 combined, you get 0. So there's a 0 remainder, right? And aslan, you can see there's no remainder here, right? So when I divide by x minus 3 the first time, okay, it was to the power of 4, right? So now I'm going to have to the power of 3, right? So ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d, since now it's power of 3. Let's arrange it. It's going to be 2x cubed plus 5x squared minus 21x minus 36. But did they say x minus 3 or x minus 3 squared? They said x minus 3. So yeah, let's continue dividing. We have to divide by x minus 3 again. And how do you divide by x minus 3? Just take the opposite. So you put, arrange all the coefficients. I'm going to erase the x cubed. Arrange your coefficients again. 2, 5, minus 21, minus 36. And the 0, we don't write it. Drag your 2 down. 2 times 3, 6. 5 plus 6, 11. Combine. 11 times 3, 33. Combine minus 21 and 33. You get 12. 12 times 3, 36. Combine, you get 0. Realize how you get 0 as your remainder another time? Because we have no remainder. So now it was cubic, right? Now it was cube. And since we divide it, now it's going to become squared, quadratic. It's going to become ax squared plus bx plus c. It's now 3 terms, right? So it's going to become 2x squared plus 11x plus 12. And since it's 0 remainder, we just keep it like this. Okay, so we divided by x minus 3 squared, and we got this. طب وليد, that's not my answer. Okay, Habibi, because you have to factor, right? You can further factor this. 2 times 12 is 24. Which numbers when you multiply, you get 24. When you add, you get 11. 8 and 3. Okay, 8 plus 3 is 11, and 8 times 3 is 24. So 2x and 8, 2x and 3. Look at your signs, plus, plus, so you just put plus, plus. طب وليد, it's still not correct. Habibi, you have to divide by 2 over here. You're going to get x plus 4, 2x plus 3. So you divide by x minus 3 twice, and you get this as your answer. X plus 4, 2x plus 3. Before ending the recording, I want to leave a note. For synthetic division, okay, I don't know if it comes, and maybe it comes. Let's say you have x cubed, you're dividing x cubed minus 2x plus 6, you're dividing it by x minus 2. Okay, you'd say, okay, put 2, then arrange your coefficients. 1 minus 2, 6. Wrong. Okay, it's a cubic. Cubic meaning it's ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d. طب وليد, we don't have squared. I know there's no squared, so you put 0. Okay, you should have, since it's cubic, you should have 4 terms, 4 different coefficients. Okay, you should have four different coefficients. So if I'm dividing x cubed minus 2x plus 6, I should have 4 different coefficients. Okay, so I'm dividing by x minus 2, so put 2, then arrange my coefficients. 1, since there's no squared, I put 0. Then continue, minus 2, 6, and you divide normally, blah, 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 blah. But I'm just leaving a note, maybe it came. Or maybe they put 5x to the power 4, and then they skip to minus 2x squared. There's no cubic, so do I just skip to minus 2? No, put a 0. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck.